I'm telling you, he's going to come back at some point. It might be 2 years, it might be 5 years, but he's going to come back. He's doing his UFC at the moment, and that'll be gone. He's doing his comic books or whatever, but he will come back to wrestling. I promise you, it'll happen.
Nope.
It will happen. I promise you. He's the best in the world. They will give him enough money. He will come back.
Come back.
Yes, they will. It will come back. Don't. You're pissing me off. He will come back. I tell you. CM Punk will be back in the WWE.
No,
he will. Yes, he will. No, he will. He will. He will. Ah! Yeah! No! Hi guys, welcome to Rock and Roll Nerds, and we're going to be doing a top 10 of WWE Superstars, and it is going to be our last top 10. It is going to be one of our last videos.
Oh,
sorry, mate.
I'll leave.
Yeah, I know.
He lets me know. Stephen will let me know.
I don't know 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're finishing up with Rock and Roll Nerds. We're going to be doing this video and then just a farewell video kind of thing. And I'm going to be starting my own new channel, just called Nerd Bites. It's just going to be small videos, like 4 or 5 minutes long, of different things, basically the same kind of stuff, but just me. So it's going to be twice as boring.
But dig your own money.
Yeah, but yeah, for now we're going to be doing our final top 10, which is top 10 WWE Superstars.
Wrestling guy is here for that. So do you want to take it away?
Yeah, so in at number 10 is Mick Foley.
Yeah, bang down and all that stuff.
Have a nice day.
Yes, and the other one, I'll have mercy or whatever he said. Right here, in Adam's room. Yeah, okay, right, yeah, take it away.
Mick Foley, yeah, Mick Foley's awesome, man. He revolutionised the company, but not through extreme skill, just through sheer craziness, basically.
Yeah,
just being an absolute nutter. Everybody remembers him being chucked off the cage by Taker. It's one of the most iconic moments ever, and it didn't involve any real big wrestling skill. It just involved a lot of balls.
Yeah, it did. It's it is an annoying fact when people go like, "Oh, you just glorified stunt doubles or stunt men and stuff." But especially with Foley's case, they're kind of right in his case because he could wrestle a little bit. He knew how to react and knew where to be at the right place, at the right time. But for the stuff that he just put his body through for entertainment purposes,
yeah.
Is mental, and how he's still walking.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's beaten
no,
that yet. People have been close. I mean,
Jeff Hardy tries.
Yeah,
but
Edge got close a couple of times.
Yeah, but yeah, he had his other characters. He had Doodler, Catch Jack,
Mankind.
Mankind was the big guy, the big star.
Yeah,
because
it was the first time he became champ with the.
Yeah, that
Mankind
moment for me when Mankind won the title on Raw, pretty much won us the Monday Night Wars for WWE. Which, even though people can say like Stone Cold led the way, DX led the way, The Rock helped, that moment of Mankind winning the championship, to me it's us winning the war. Yeah. Even though it took a while for the WCW to actually disappear, it's like as soon as he won that belt, we were in the clear kind of thing. So Foley helped, where the WWE is today. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
So yes, he's in at number 10.
10.
So, in at number 9!
Nearly went like 10 again. So 9. Bray Wyatt, the Eater of Worlds. No, whatever he's got now. Screaming at a light bulb or something like that.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, but he's the most interesting character that the WWE has done in a long time.
Long time.
Because hardcore fans would know him from the first season of NXT as Husky Harris.
Yeah.
Even the name. But just a side note, Ryback, who's now Phoebe Moore, the big guy, used to be Skip Sheffield. How gay is that name? Come here, Skip Sheffield. Yeah, Skip and Husky are gonna go for a jog.
Skip and Husky going to the mountains.
It was weird.
Sleep in a tent
but
together.
Apparently they were on about getting rid of Husky Harris, and he said, "Give me a chance, but let me develop my own character in the NXT thing and let me go somewhere with this."
I'm so glad he did.
Oh yeah, he just grabbed it by the balls and he just ran with it, and now he's very I will say popular. I wasn't going to say popular. He's not popular as in fan favourite because his character's a heel.
But he's popular as in interesting, and that people always command his attention, kind of thing.
Captivating.
It's captivating, and it's theatrical as well. So we always like that.
Yeah, I mean, he recently fought The Undertaker at WrestleMania.
I lost.
Yeah. But when Taker eventually retires, he will kind of take that mantle as the larger than life, surreal, immortal.
Yeah, new face of fear.
Yeah, that's what he's claiming, and I kind of agree. He will be. I don't think he will be. I'm not saying he's going to be the next Undertaker. If he is, he's a long way away.
But he'll be the next person that will pick a victim to go against.
He'll be that dark, mysterious character that you're not sure when he'll appear or when the lights go out. You know, oh, Bray's here. At the minute, it's still like lights are out. Either Taker's coming out, but when he's the kind of guy when his music hits or if something happens with Bray, you know shit's going to go down.
Absolutely.
And you're going to be interested. So
yeah, Bray's awesome, and he's in it number 9.
9.
In at number 8 is Dean Ambrose.
The Lunatic Fringe.
Yeah.
We like Dean.
Dean Unstoppable Ambrose.
That's a good name.
Yes. Loved this character. I really quite liked the Shield as they came in and everything, but I was kind of looking forward to them eventually breaking up because they all had their own characters that they could build, but they all have done respectively. Obviously, Seth being the WWE champ at the moment, Reigns is becoming this kind of the next popular character type
juggernaut
thing.
kind of character.
And then there's Dean, which is he's on mid card at the moment, but he's a future champ. He's amazing. His skills brilliant. He really makes you pay attention when he's in the ring. It's a lot of fun. He's crazy. He's got a good character and everything. He looks like he just enjoys himself or enjoys hurting people, and I think he's brilliant.
Yeah.
Really, I'm really looking forward to eventually him becoming champ because I think that he's one of those people that he's got a lot of respect in the locker room. So I think he will eventually earn that right.
He's I think it's safe to say even in real life he probably isn't the full ticket because they're saying that he's super dangerous to be around or anything like that unless you're fighting him. But he's been through so much in the indie shows of just putting his body on the line, and I think he said in an interview with the stuff, if something they asked him to go, do you want to jump off a ladder, do you want to do this, he'd say yeah, because he's not afraid of anything anymore. He's done these extreme death matches all over the world, so he's already done these kind of dangerous acts. So now he's like, well, I've got the WWE as a stage now, I'm going to do that. Absolutely. So he's kind of like the next Mick Foley, with kind of a hint of maybe Brian Pillman and maybe a little hint of CM Punk in there as well.
Yeah, possibly I can see that.
He's just, well, he lives up to his name.
Just
Lunatic
good,
Fringe.
yeah, Lunatic Fringe. He's just good fun to watch.
Yeah, everyone at the minute, they all want to be stars, whoever on the show, but Dean kind of taking Vince McMahon's brass ring, and that sounded so dirty. There you go. Taking it and attempting to steal the show like anybody should every single night, and he's doing quite well at it at the minute. He pretty much stole the show at Extreme Rules. Yeah. I could tell some of the spots in his match were probably his idea.
Yeah, you can always tell where there's like a certain the bit of flavour that's added in and going, yeah, that's Dean that's kind of come up with that when the script was being written.
Yeah, like why don't we drive out the arena halfway through the match and then come halfway back through the show? It's like, that seems like a Dean thing.
Yeah, it seems like something he'd do.
He knows how to entertain.
So yes, he's in at number
8. Excuse me.
So, in at number 7.
The next big thing, who's pretty much the big thing now, the Beast incarnate, Brock Lesnar. Oh man, I mean, it's exactly what it says on the tin. The Beast. Yeah,
he's here to hurt people.
Yeah, he's always been, but even before he returned in 2012, when he debuted in I think 2002, alongside Paul Heyman. Well, those two are just the perfect combination.
Yeah,
really.
He's the powerhouse, and then Heyman's just the motor mouth.
I say combination. Lesnar doesn't have to really do anything. He just stands next to Heyman. Heyman's his mouthpiece. It's like Heyman talks the talk, Lesnar walks the walk, kind of thing. But even when he first came in, the next big thing was it wasn't even a nickname. It was just a thing from then on. Like, this guy is going to go places with his speed, his agility, his size.
Yeah, it's the thing. So he's such a big bloke.
His shoulders are massive.
He's a big bloke, but he's such an agile person.
Yeah.
I mean, like most of the heavy set guys are not as agile because they're more like they use their weight, their size to their advantage rather than being quite
Mark
acrobatic. Yeah. But Lesnar's just he's quick as a can.
Yeah, he knows where to be, knows what to do. He's literally, I think, the image Vince and probably WWE want as what a wrestler should be.
Yeah.
And I think as soon as Vince saw Lesnar, it's like, I've really landed something with this guy, and they've just put all the chips behind him, and Lesnar's, lived up to that expectation. So when he returned, he went to UFC, which is dangerous enough to know that now he's back. He's got a whole different arsenal of things he can do. He's learned. He may have got older, but he's got stronger and wiser. And even though he's part-time, and some people get pissed off with that.
I do. I get pissed off with it.
I do and I don't. It's like, oh, come on. Now he's kind of said he's not ever going back to UFC. He should be full-time here now. But it's that it draws you in when Lesnar's about.
Yeah, that is the only thing where,
I'm watching that.
Exactly. That's the only thing that I let it slide, really, is the fact that, you don't see him for a while and you get annoyed, but then when he goes SummerSlam, Lesnar's coming back, you're like, right, I am watching that.
Yeah, it used to be years ago, like, and nowadays it's like, I'm going to a WWE show. Like, who's going to be there? Don't know, I'm just going to go. Back in the day, it would have been, I'm going to a WWE show. Oh, really? Who's going to be there? Hogan's going to be there. Oh, right, okay, I'm getting a ticket for Hogan or whatnot, or whoever. Well, now it's like, if, for example, one of the other pay-per-views WWE have is Battleground. At the minute, it's like typical, it's a filler pay-per-view, I'm not really bothered. If they turn around and said, Lesnar's going to be there, that sells tickets, that sells box office hits. Lesnar's a seller, and they're doing it well.
So he doesn't want to overuse Lesnar, I think that's the thing. So
and we just guaranteed whenever he steps in the ring, people are going to get hurt.
Yeah, and we like that.
Yeah, wrestling fans are bloodthirsty.
Especially when it's people like John Cena.
Yeah, screw Cena. He owned him.
Yeah. Suplex City, bitch.
Not happy about Brock ending the streak, but that's a different story. No, that's. I'm not. We'll move swiftly by that.
Just under the carpet. So he's in at number 7.
Brock Lesnar. In at number 6, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, arguably the best in-ring performer ever.
Just perfect.
Yeah.
There's never a boring moment when he's in that ring.
He always steals the show. He always gives 110%. And he's, again, like I said with Lesnar, he's the total package of in strength and whatnot. As a sports entertaining professional wrestler, Shawn Michaels has got everything.
Yeah.
His great character, his charisma, the way he wrestles the match. Very well respected in, I think, all of wrestling, really.
Yeah. For a long time, we thought he was going to be the one to end the streak. When he went against him the second time, I was like, it's going to happen. Well, if there's anyone that's going to do it, it's going to be him. And
the first time Shawn and Taker clashed, I mean, thinking of that match alone, they were veterans then. They were like, I mean, Shawn was a year away from retirement, as we know now. Taker, I think, pretty much was stopping his full-time wrestling stuff. So for men of their age and with all the injuries sustained over the years, to pull off that kind of match, which to me is the greatest wrestling match I have seen, is incredible. Shawn did go through a dark patch. I mean, I've read his book. It's a good story.
It's a book I intend to read.
It's a good read.
He did go through his bad times, and then he found the Lord.
Yeah, we're not God people.
We're not God people, but
that.
if it brings him through that dark time and makes him a better person for it, then
what I mean. The weird thing is, even though I'm glad that he's in a better place now, and he got through his back injuries and his dark times. During that kind of dark period of when people didn't really like him because his overconfidence and his arrogance, was during the D-Generation X era, and that era is so entertaining to watch.
Yeah, because him and Triple H are just funny and entertaining.
I liked the recent DX, don't get me wrong, but the DX, the Shawn Michaels from the original DX, where before he found God, where he just didn't care, was a fantastic character to watch, of like playing strip poker in the middle of the ring and just sticking stuff down his shorts. And then to come back from all that crap and then still captivate for another, I think, it came back in 2002.
Yeah.
Would have been another 8 years, I think, is fantastic, and still be loved and a huge fan favourite, and just the man.
Yeah,
the showstopper, Mr. WrestleMania.
Absolutely.
Who's hardly ever won at WrestleMania, which kind of contradicts that.
Never mind.
Anyway, yes, number 6.
Number 6. So,
Shawn Michaels.
In at number 5
times
is yes. Yes!
Or no, depending how he's feeling.
Daniel Bryan.
Yes.
One of, as far as the new people go, the new generation of people, obviously, because we're getting to that point now where the classic Attitude Era guys are slowly making their exits because they're getting older. For as far as the new people goes, he is one of the best performers. He is our next Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing in that ring. He's an incredible athlete. He's a great character. His yes catchphrase is just a worldwide thing now. And the whole WWE universe is just completely behind this character. And regardless of where he is at the moment with his neck problems and everything, we're hoping he'll get through it and that he'll keep going and he'll
Speed of recovery.
Speed of recovery and go on with the main events for years and years to come, because we don't want to lose him, because
Yeah.
Bryan is just incredible. Every time he's on the screen, we're just like, yeah, right, this match is going to be good. He brings out the best in people.
Yeah.
He even brings out the best in Cena.
Yeah, his
You know
match
what
with Cena was amazing.
It was a great match, and that's the thing, he brings out the best in people.
I think I really don't know with on-screen storylines of the year they were pretty much holding Bryan back. I could believe it from the fact of like, oh, this is a great storyline that WWE doing of like everyone's behind Bryan and they're purposely holding him back to get the fans behind him.
Yeah.
But I think there's an element of truth in that. I don't think WWE wanted to put all their eggs in the basket of Daniel Bryan.
No, it did.
And it pisses us off.
Yeah, because...
Listen to us.
Yeah.
We're the fans. We tell you what we want.
Yeah, I mean, this is the age-old problem. Vince McMahon doesn't give you what you want. He tells you what you're supposed. He's saying you're supposed to like Cena. You're supposed to like Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
It's like, no, we can
No,
fuck
we will
off.
tell you.
We like Daniel Bryan and we like Dean Ambrose and whatever. It's like, so you should be pushing these people.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, fair enough, do a build-up, like hold them back as part of the build-up and everything. But then when you give them that push, let them stay there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The only thing I kind of agreed with was when Bryan won the belt at SummerSlam and then Triple H turned and cost him the belt. Don't get me wrong, it was one of the, oh my god, the heel guys have won, but great TV. And even though everyone thought it was Bryan's time, it was not right, they can build on this.
Yeah.
And they did for a couple of months, and then the next thing you know, Bryan's back on the mid-card matches. And you're like, well, what are you doing? And it wasn't until like the Yes movement, which, you know, is a WWE thing, but probably an actual thing of the fans as well, that his popularity and our demand for him pushed him to the main event of WrestleMania 30. And I don't know what would have happened at WrestleMania if Bryan...
No, I was going to say, that's the thing, we're so happy that he got entered into it, because originally it was just Batista Orton, and we're like,
don't care.
Don't want to see that. Orton and Batista are good, Orton's incredible.
But they've done it before.
But it's just, yeah, it's been done, don't want to see it, like, you need to add Bryan into this. And after, obviously, Taker losing 2 matches previous, it's like, if Bryan hadn't been entered into that match and he hadn't have won that match, there would have been riots. There would have been, if they would have had Bryan lose that, as well as the same night as Taker losing the streak, there would have been absolute riots. Bryan made us forget for a split second that Taker lost.
Yeah,
and that's how good he is.
They
were so behind him, and that's how good he is. He made us forget for a split second that the streak was over just an hour previous.
Yeah.
So, and
we appreciate workhorses. That's
and he is a workhorse.
And he's not the next. You know, we have had discussions of like, Hogan, The Rock was the next Hogan, and CM Punk was the next Austin, and all that kind of stuff. Bryan hasn't really become the next anyone, he's become himself, and that's impressive, of going, this guy is who we want as the face of the company, because we're not going, he needs to be because he's the next Rock, or he's the next Undertaker, or he's the next what. So, because he's new, he's fresh, we want Daniel Bryan.
He's not a product,
he's
himself.
He's a guy. And we like this guy.
He's marketing himself, kind of thing. It's like they're not. It's not. The problem is things like Reigns. Yeah, Reigns is really talented, and I'm looking forward to matches because he's always good fun. But the fact is that you can see that he's slowly becoming a product for Vince McMahon. Going, right, well, if Cena hasn't got too long, they've got to get someone else to be the next Cena, and it's going to be Roman Reigns. Whether or not you like him, you're going to like him, and you're going to buy his merch because I say so. You know what I mean? It's that kind of thing. Bryan's not like that, and it's never been like that. And we're happy because it pushes us to like him more.
If, for God knows what reason, Vince, you've come across this video, if you're uncomfortable of us going, well, Bryan's a wrestler, not a sports entertainer, he's both.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I was going to sneeze. It's gone. Fucking hell. That was embarrassing. But yeah, he's a sports entertainer and a pro wrestler, so why not do both? He's the package. Giggity.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes, number 5. In your brain.
Yes. In at number 4, if you smell The Rock is cooking.
eyebrow and stuff. I can't do
Yes,
it.
The Rock.
I think you know who this guy is.
Yeah, you must know who this guy is. Just king of charisma. This guy just is. Even he's. I mean, he turned 40. He turned 43 the other day, I think. He's still got it. You know, I mean, he doesn't. We get annoyed that he's not around really much anymore. He only appears every now and then. But he was still revolutionary in the Attitude Era. It was, if there was two people you could point out from the Attitude Era, it was him and Austin. They just led that Attitude Era, made it what it was. His catchphrases were awesome. His attitude was brilliant. His performances were great. Just promo wise, just one of the best. He knew how to insult people, and that was one of the greatest things he ever did. Every time he had a mic in his hand, you were like, right, shut up, I want to see what he says.
Yeah, and he could wrestle.
And
he could back it up.
And he could wrestle. He was one of the greatest WWE champion that we've ever had. It's a shame that it's got to the. Well, we're happy that he's doing films and everything. He's become such a big movie star, but we kind of miss the fact that he's not the old Attitude Era. He's kind of like Smiley Dwayne now.
Yeah, Dwayne the Rock.
Yeah, exactly. And he appears once, maybe twice a year at WWE. Yeah, he still claims I'm home.
But
it's like, you're not
captivated.
Because if you were home, I mean, even Lesnar spends more time in the WWE than you do.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, the weird thing is,
but that aside, we just think as a character and everything, especially during the Attitude Era, he made a lot of things what they are today. And without him, we wouldn't still have WWE.
Yeah, I think it's one of them where. Right, he is kind of the next Hulk Hogan in the sense that the next Hulk Hogan in wrestling wise was probably Austin. Of like in the 80s, everybody was behind Hogan. In the 90s, every single person was always behind Stone Cold Steve Austin. With The Rock, it was very similar, but he was the next to become a household and worldwide name like Hogan was. Hogan during this time did movies, did all that kind of advert stuff. The Rock put the WWE on the map that no other superstar has done outside of the ring. He's done countless movies. He's pretty much the top Hollywood action star now.
He's become one of the biggest movie stars ever. And it's taken time, and he's progressed and everything, but he's a credible actor now.
He seems to be great at everything that he does.
Yeah, he's just one of the. He's like one of the. You always got that one kid in high school where no matter what's going on, PE, science, maths, after activities, he knows all of them. He knows how to do it and how to do it great. You know what I mean? And that's what The Rock is. Great
at comedy, great at acting, great at physically doing stuff. I mean, like, even this recent WrestleMania, it was like, oh, The Rock's here, and it wasn't as exciting because we have used to him just popping in and out within the next like 2 or 3 times a year now. But it was still great to see him, and even as soon as he got in that ring, had the mic in his hand.
You pay attention.
Yeah, hanging on every word.
Also, it's the music as well. As soon as you hear, if you smell, you're just like, oh, he's here, right, okay, what's going on, what's going to happen, I want to know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're guaranteed entertainment.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's exactly what you want.
It's a shame he's not around as much as we want him to be, but when he does come around, it is always fun. Even if he's just standing talking in the ring, it's still good fun.
And he was real at first. I mean, he did, when he first came in, he was all smiley face, Rocky, and then he did his heel thing with the Nation. It wasn't until he kind of followed Austin's kind of example that Austin was like, right, I'm just going to be myself. I'm going to bring that over to camera. The Rock was the same. He's like, oh, I'm tired of people saying I suck and all that, so I'm just going to be not a dick about it, but
I'm just going to be me and honest.
Yeah, kind of be a dick about it. That the Rock I love was not this whole smiling Dwayne stuff, just very like serious but entertainingly serious, like the Rock and Sock connection, where it's just always in his shirts and his sunglasses like that, and just always seems in a mood, but always
still makes it fun.
Yeah, always funny. Just cool, bring your ass, and all the catchphrases and stuff. That's what we want.
Yeah, it's entertainment at the end of the day, and he is one of the greatest entertainers we've ever had.
He's worldwide renowned.
Absolutely. So he's in at number 4.
Yeah. In at number 3. To me, my personal, well, not favourite, but is a favourite. To me, the greatest wrestler to ever step foot in the ring, The Undertaker. The living legend, the phenom, and rightly so, all that stuff. And it is partially to do with his character of such a dynamic character. He's done the American Badass thing, and he's mainly been this Dark Lord thing, and that captivates you with entrance and stuff. But
theatrical.
Yeah. But if he had all that theatrics and then got in the ring and sucked, it wouldn't
It's
be
an
the same.
anti-climax, isn't it?
Yeah,
but he didn't.
He's just great. For a man of his size to do the things he does, is never any wasted movement.
No.
So there's always entertainment aspect with The Undertaker.
Yeah, I mean, the last couple of matches have been
Sloppy.
a bit sloppy, but they're not been terrible. It's not like I'll come away going, that was one of the worst matches ever. It's still a good match. It's, you still, the fact that he's 50-something and he's still able to do what he's doing is great. But he was,
he's coming to the
especially
end.
in his prime, he was an incredible athlete.
Yeah.
And just captivated us every time. Like I say, it was theatrical every time he was around.
Yeah.
And you just commanded your presence.
Everybody remembers if they've got any like great memories about WWE, Undertaker's guaranteed to be in one of them.
Absolutely, and he's the most respected person throughout the entire world in this WWE universe.
Yeah, he's in that locker room.
Everyone looks up to him. Yeah. Even Vince McMahon looks
He's
up
the
to
man.
him. You know what I mean?
That's it. That's the only thing. Even, you got your Lesnars, you got your Rocks, you got your Shawns, but even they kind of go, Taker's the man.
Yeah.
And there's so
it's
much
like, if
respect.
he don't like you, you ain't gonna go
you may as well
nowhere.
get out, kind of thing. Because he's never.
But if you earn his respect,
it's because he's always been professional.
Yeah.
Even when he didn't like, there was talk about him leaving around the 2000 time. He just said it straight. He goes, I don't really like where my character's going. I know I've got a contract coming up to expiration date. Unless you do something, I may walk. And luckily, WWE were like, all right, we'll give you the American Badass persona. It was something fresh for him to do, which is who he is.
Yeah.
Which is why it just clicked, because you could believe it because it's him. But obviously, in 2004, he came back to that dark persona, and it was great to see a fresh kind of. It was, even though it was like the persona he's done before, it was a fresh new look.
It's kind of like a modern
dark.
Yeah, a souped up version kind of thing. Just made it a bit more better, really.
And because we were so behind that, I think that gave him another boost of energy to go, right, I've still got a lot of fight left in me.
Yeah.
But like I say, the last couple of years, age has caught up to him, and I think the problem is with his WrestleMania matches, you have such an expectation because of all the last ones. You might expect too much, and then you'll be a bit deflated when you don't get as much.
Yeah, his last good match was him and CM Punk. That was the last time he had an incredible match.
Really great. That was a good match, but when you look
back... It wasn't his best match, but still the last good match he had.
Yeah, he got his ass kicked by Lesnar. It'll be interesting to watch that again, if I can bring myself to it. Because
I've done it a couple of times watching that match again, and it's just... As soon as I hear...
Justin Roberts, that guy?
No, the announcer, what's his...
Yeah, Justin Roberts.
No, the other dude. The main guy. Michael Cole. As soon as I hear him going for a triple, I was like, I know what's coming next. He went for the third F5, and then it's the 1, 2, 3, and it's
heartbreaking.
It really did shock us. The fact that, and the thing that annoyed us more is that it was 4 hours before the show started. Vince was going, right, we're doing it.
Yeah,
you're losing. I was like,
and again,
this is stuff that should be thought through. You know what I mean?
But it also shows Taker's professional. I mean, he could have turned around and gone, no. I don't like that, because he's had personal problems with Brock in the past before.
Which I think they've sorted out now.
Yeah, I think they've sorted out. I mean...
Well, they must have done, because when he had the concussion after the match, Lesnar and Heyman went to the hospital with him. Now, he didn't have to do that. People get injuries all the time. It doesn't mean that the person you've just fought has to go with you. So, obviously, they must have sorted something out, because he made the effort to go, right, I'm going to go with him and check he's alright. Yeah,
Lesnar's actually a nice guy. But to praise our number 7 on the list... you wouldn't believe it when he's in front of the camera. He's just a threatening animal. But Taker was professional enough to go, alright, you're the boss. If you think this is right, I'll do it. Well, he could have just gone, no. And I think Vince, if Taker had said no, Vince would have gone, yeah, alright then. Because Taker's that.
And he's the only person that can get around Vince.
Yeah.
If he has to.
Because he's earned his way to that way. So, unfortunately, he fought Bray last year, or this year, and it was okay. And maybe he has one more in him, I don't know.
Yeah, I think there's possibly one more with him and Sting, potentially.
Yeah, potentially.
It's the rumour, and then I assume that's probably going to be it.
Yeah, but...
Because it's getting sloppy.
Yeah, but for career-wise, to me, Taker's had just the best career any wrestler could ask for.
Only ever lost once at WrestleMania. That's still,
that's an impressive...
It's an impressive feat.
People, I know it's scripted, and, it's not like, well, they told him to win. Yes, they did. But for them to have enough belief in him,
it's the fact that there's enough respect and enough belief and love of the character and the athlete and the person, they go, you're going to be the guy that does this because we believe in you.
Yeah. And for people to like him that much, that once he lost at Mania, fans are calling WWE headquarters to complain, even though it's a show, it's a theatre production, more about sports entertainment theatre, and people are still going like, we know, why did you make that decision? Fuck you, WWE. And a lot of people may have switched off since then, which is why the decisions are still controversial.
Yeah.
But you know, we'll still watch it, and it's not going to take away any respect I have for the Undertaker.
Yeah, he's just one of the best.
I could talk to him about him for ages, so we'll move on swiftly.
So yes, in at number 3 is the Undertaker. In at number 2 is the best in the world, CM Punk.
Yeah, just go with this.
This dude is fucking awesome. He is potentially one of my absolute, he is one of my absolute favourites. He is the reason I got back into wrestling, because I used to watch it as a child and growing up and everything. Then I found out obviously it's all scripted and I was kind of bummed out when you grow up. And then I was like, oh, got bored of it and I didn't watch it. Then I met this man again.
The wrestling guy.
And he said,
watch this.
He said, dude, watch this CM Punk pipe bomb. And the second I watched that, I went, this dude is worth watching. And every single time he is on the screen, whether he's talking, whether he's commentating, whether he's wrestling, whether he's backstage, this guy just commands my presence. He is an incredible athlete. He is, like I say, he's one of the best in the world. He really is an incredible guy. It is a shame that he's left now, but for the time that we had, it was
a hell of a ride.
And I really just, I did feel quite sorry for him for the shit they put him through over the last year of his career before he left. I really did feel sorry for him because they treated him a lot of shit.
I think it was a way of Vince going, right, okay, you call my bluff with your little plate bomb, but you know, he's always claimed that no one is bigger than WWE, and I agree with that. I think he just wanted to stick it to Punk to prove that point, because of what he did. But it was interesting because Punk had paid his dues. He had trained a lot, like Daniel Bryan before WWE. He'd been doing so much training.
He built himself up. He wasn't handed it on a silver platter. He fucking scratched and clawed for it.
For his point of view, it's horrible to want to scratch and claw your way up to the big leagues, which is the WWE, and get there and be thrown pretty much on the bottom pile of the WWE, even though you've paved your way, you've paved your dues, and now you're kind of being looked like not as good as a wrestler to the rest of the world.
But even when he got the heavyweight championship,
it was still kind of a half-assed.
They gave it to him and just like, we can hold on to this, but we're not really going to do anything with you.
Yeah.
And they didn't.
And you won't hold it for long.
And it happened again. 2 times that happened. They just didn't really do anything with him. The 2 times he had the title, it was just like, fucking hell. I was like, you need to give this guy a break.
It was hard.
It's like, you don't understand what you've got. You've got lightning in a bottle with this guy.
It was hard to read Punk at times because it was like, he did want to be the top dog, but I think it was like, well, what else do you want? I mean, we gave you the belt when we gave you this, and they did give him the WWE Championship for a long time. It was over a year.
Yeah, 434 days.
But he's got to be professional to know that. I think he knew that he couldn't hold on to it forever.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But once he lost it, and I think he can't. He says he probably got annoyed because he got lost in the deck again. He was like, well, now I'm not in the main event scene. But a part of me thought, come on, Punk, you can't always be in that scene.
No, he can't always be in that scene. I understand, but it's just.
I think he got that. He wanted Bryan to be the next guy.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's what I remember someone talking to me about saying, they're about putting you and Bryan together again. And he goes, you need to keep me and him as far away from each other as possible.
Yeah.
Because he is the next big guy. He's the next guy that's going to get pushed really bad, and I don't want to overshadow that.
Yeah.
I can't do that. I know I'm a main eventer, and I can still do that as and when I need to, but I can't get in the way of other people getting that opportunity, because if me and Bryan are together, we're going to be sticking on mid-card together forever.
Yeah.
So, I completely understand that. But yeah, Punk, you know, he struggled for a long time to get where he wanted, and it's one thing that Cena said, I think it was on the DVD, basically saying he's one of the few guys that he's seen come in the door in a long time to come in the door and want to own the place. Because a lot of people just come in, they say, I'll do this mid-card stuff and this stuff in there. Yes sir, and I'll just get my paycheck and go home. But Punk's, he's kind of like, I don't give a fuck about the money. I want this company to succeed, and I know that it can succeed through me. I can do this. I can be the main eventer. I can be the guy that everybody points to and go, I want to be the leader, and everybody looks at me and goes, what we doing, Punk?
Yeah.
He wanted that, and for the brief time, he did get it for a brief time.
Yeah, Vince always says he wants people to reach for that brass ring. He kind of wanted to exceed that brass ring and reach to heights that Vince hadn't even thought about. Of going, instead of going, here Vince, I got the brass ring, now make me top dog. It was like, I've got the brass ring, but I want to bring a whole lot more to the table than you expect.
Yeah.
And Vince kind of might have looked at it in a sense of, no, I'll tell you when we go past the brass ring. Yeah. And I'll tell you when you've grabbed the brass ring.
I don't want people thinking that you're in control.
Yeah.
It's just like, I'm in control. I make the decisions, so I'll just fucking boycott you.
Yeah.
Which again, it's the fucking piss poor performance of Vince McMahon. There's just things he's done in the past where I just think, you really are an idiot.
Yeah.
It's just like, you're just a senile old man that just is not thinking correctly, and a lot of the things that have happened with Punk are down to him and Triple H, of the things they did to him, and you go, he could have been so much bigger if you'd have just let him roll.
Yeah, I was speaking about this with my brother the other day, of that, WWE even say this, that we are very dedicated fans and great fans and stuff, but I know we can be shitty fans as well, because we're always changing our opinion, and it must pull their hair, Vince be pulling his hair out going, well, they wanted this the other day, and but things change.
Yeah.
And I'm not.
You have to roll with it. You can't just.
Yeah, I'm not going to piss on Vince and Triple H's parade, because obviously Vince has done so much to get the WWE where it is today.
Yeah,
Triple H is doing great with NXT.
His baby.
That's awesome at the minute.
Nothing but credit for that. He's doing so well with the fact that they're the next stars.
Yeah, but where they're gripping right on some things like NXT, they're gripping so tight on other things, great stars are slipping through their fingers, like Punk. I suppose Batista, he had star power, but obviously it just wasn't working when he came back. They were lucky enough to kind of just grab Lesnar. He could have gone UFC, and we could have never seen him again. But when Austin, the reason Austin and Punk are really related to this is, years ago Austin said the immortal Austin 316, so I just whipped your ass, and created the Attitude Era from that. And he had to work on it a bit, but from then on, that was it. All Punk had to do was sit on the stage and tell it like it is, and do his infamous
and
pipe
be
bomb.
Brutally honest.
Yeah.
And again,
and he brought in a reality era,
exactly.
and became the new Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah, he did become the next Stone Cold, the guy that puts a middle finger up to everything that you know and goes, "This is how I'm doing it."
Speaks the truth.
So basically, he used to go in with a script that goes, "That's what I'm doing for the next 3 weeks."
Yeah.
Deal with it.
Yeah, don't write my lines, I know what I'm going to say.
It's just the brutal honesty. I mean, that pipe bomb is famous because it was
true.
real.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the thing. People
that.
say, "Oh, it's all scripted." It's like, yeah, but this pipe bomb wasn't.
Yeah,
you know for that. His contract was up, definitely up. He just said, "I've had enough, and I'm going to go out there and say what I feel."
Yeah, this is why I'm leaving, and this is why you people. He wasn't even kissing the fans' ass.
No, he wasn't. He was saying, "You're
really pissed off employee."
He was so angry, but like Triple H said, it was a launching pad.
Yeah.
Once it happened, people were just constantly calling, go, "Fuck, what's going on? What's going on? It's mental." And then after that, he became a big star.
Even though he didn't do a pipe bomb each time, I mean, you could tell with some storylines it was like, yeah, he's saying this is a storyline with the whole him and Taker thing. He didn't really, piss on Paul Bearer's waves.
But you can always tell with his pipe bombs which ones are the real heartfelt ones and which are the ones that he's just worked on as a script.
His rivalry with Triple H when they fought, that was the contract signing. You could tell for both sides, even what Triple H said, this is a genuine argument.
They don't like each other. Let's be honest. Punk and Triple H never liked each other, and I was annoyed with Triple H for not letting him go over for that, because the match between the two of them, Punk should have won that, because Triple H got nothing to gain from that. Punk's got everything to gain from that, and I've got to agree with Punk. I'll never forgive him for that. It's not right.
The only thing I can, the two that stand out with Punk and Triple H is where Punk, broke the fourth wall, so to speak, and called himself Phil and Triple H Paul. Real name basis. You don't do that in a ring. But you're like, okay, captivated now. The other part was during their contract signing, Triple H, rightly so, and I think from the heart was saying, believe it or not, Punk, some people like the WWE. Is that fair enough? I agree with that. Punk's answer was fantastic, because he was just sat there going, I've got so many things I want to say to you, and you can stand there and tell me, 50% might like WWE, the other 50% might not. I want 100% of people to like it 100% of the time and love it. And that should be what the target is. Yeah. They don't want to be like, we got 50% of people liking it. Good. No, you need to get everybody liking it. Yeah. Otherwise, your company could go at any minute.
Yeah.
So Punk just didn't like the way creative stories were going, and he just thought, sod this.
Yeah, and he did unfortunately leave, which again sucks. But the time we had
his
with
decision.
him, yeah, it's his decision. He decided I'm leaving, and the time we had with him was incredible. And he's the reason I'm still watching it today, even though he's not there. He was the reason to go, right, I'm going to carry on watching it. It's something worth watching.
It's because you never know with WWE.
Yeah, you never know
Vince
what's gonna
is
happen.
so crafty with building or mending broken fences. And,
Yeah, again, like you say, he could come back. I doubt it.
I doubt it.
I
With the
doubt
way
it.
things have gone
Yeah,
now.
I doubt it. Very, very doubt it very much. But you know,
If his wife's left.
7 years, 8 years time, you never know. But
Yeah.
Still, we enjoyed the time that we had with Punk, and that's why he's in our number 2 slot.
Yeah, best in the world. Yeah.
So finally, in a number
One. There's a big clue right there.
one.
The Texas Rattlesnake, Stone Cold Steve Austin. This is purely the guy why I got into the WWF at the time, and I think it's probably the same with you.
Yep.
This guy, they always say in the documentaries, obviously WWE's an American product. They always go, he was the typical American guy of like, he just wants to drink beer, tell his boss to fuck off, and have a blast. That isn't an American thing. That's a worldwide thing.
Everybody wants to put the middle finger up to
And
the
drink
boss.
some beer and just have a
raise
wild
hell.
time. Yeah. So it was an instant relation of like, this is the guy I'm going to back because I can relate to him in that sense. And you know, he had a few setbacks as well. I mean, obviously the whole Austin 316 thing catapulted his career to new heights. He had that whole.
He was the Attitude Era.
Yeah. Before you know, he became face. He had that whole. He was meant to be a bad guy, and that whole I'm pissed off all the time, and people were still getting over with that. He had his unfortunate neck injury, but in a way, you know, he said, I still want to be on camera, even if I can't wrestle. And those times when he was on camera not wrestling really helped his character.
He able to develop his microphone skills.
Yeah.
And just his character, and it was incredible.
Yeah.
Like I say, if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have had the Attitude Era as a whole. And we wouldn't have WWE as it is today.
We might not even have WWE. We could be here with talking about WCW.
Yeah, exactly. It could have gone under if it wasn't for him. He is the personification of what we want as a wrestler and a performer, an entertainer. And if it isn't for him, we wouldn't have this company to talk about.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I mean, yes, I know Vince McMahon's in charge and everything, but if you haven't got the right horses on the cart's going nowhere.
Austin is the one that took his character. I mean, you know, Vince helped, but there's probably a load of times where when Austin got back behind the curtain, Vince was like, "You can't do that," or you know, I don't think they were PG rated back then, but even some of the stuff Austin was saying and doing might have pushed the boundaries in Vince's eyes.
Yeah.
And Austin's going,
But if
"Well,
you don't-
listen to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're telling me I'm doing right. I'm making you money.
Yeah.
So either go with it or what?" And
Or lose money.
Yeah.
The problem is, it's just like I love it because it's the fact that he's just decided I'm going to do what the fuck I want, and if it works, you should just shut up and roll with it.
Yeah. And
So don't try and stomp it because it wasn't your idea. I built this thing, so run with it.
Austin was at the right time of when Vince was in that, where Vince's mind was, because the Monday Night Wars had started, and Vince just thought to himself, right, if I'm going to win this, I've got to push boundaries, I've got to take risks. And luckily, the smartest thing Vince did was create his Mr. McMahon character, and that rivalry is probably the best rivalry ever.
One of the best
Vince-Austin rivalry.
It's the boss versus the employee.
Yeah,
And
the redneck that just wants to be fuck you.
One of the best rivalries we've ever had. It was incredible. It was good fun.
And so much respect between the two of them now. You could, on Vince's part, rightly so, because Austin was pretty much like, had the WWE on his back and didn't buckle under the weight of that, the pressure of that. He just like, right, I'm dragging it up that hill, past WCW, and taking WWE to the top of the mountain. And he did it.
Absolutely.
By drinking beer and flipping people off.
Exactly.
That's
brilliant.
That, even me saying that, if you haven't even watched wrestling or don't know who Austin is, if I'm going like, he drinks beer and flips people off, I know you, they're going, interesting guy, I might check this guy out. Of course you want a guy like that. So, yeah, he wasn't the best wrestler in the world.
Yeah, I mean, he was still a great wrestler.
Yeah, but he's a brawler.
He wasn't like a Shawn Michaels necessarily, but yeah, he was a brawler. He wasn't high flyer, but he used his weight to his advantage. He used his, he was, like I say, he used it as part of his character, his redneck character. his kind of style of fighting was basically like in a pub brawl.
Yeah, it wasn't like I'm
type
here to
thing.
wrestle you, I'm here to punch you in the mouth.
Yeah, and it's like, and I'll deliver a stunner every now and then. Why? Because I fucking can.
Yeah, that basically
What?
He did the whole, say, he was injured, he had the whole Austin and McMahon rivalry, and people just gravitated towards him, and he became the next Hulk Hogan, so to speak. And I think even to this day, if people were to go, who do you prefer, Hogan or Austin? It's Austin. And it's not because he's more recent than Hogan, it's because
He's just,
Hogan was a bit too goody-goody.
Yeah,
and
Austin
not in
just-
this world, not
Austin's
today.
just the best anti-hero.
A better entertainer than Hogan
Ever.
ever was. Austin... Hogan was in the spotlight too long, like how we feel with Cena. Cena's been way too long, longer than Hogan
You noticed
has.
he's not in the top 10.
Yeah,
And
and
he
there's a
won't.
reason
There's a
for
reason.
that. Respect for Cena, but just no.
He probably wouldn't even be in the top 20.
Yeah, Hogan headlined, what, about 7 WrestleManias in a row?
Yeah.
Austin did, they weren't in a row, maybe 3. And that was the right amount of, like, if we had too much of Austin, yes, his character would become stale.
Yeah.
But now, even when he returns, again, 100% glued to the TV screen.
Yeah, even when he started going into the comedy aspect and liking Vince McMahon and just the thing with the acoustic guitar and everything, it was weird. But it was still so entertaining. It encapsulated you still, even when he wasn't in the ring wrestling.
When you were 12 or whatnot, though, and you're watching it, you're really gutted that his character's become this, and you're kind of, it's the build up to like when he comes back to being, the brawling rattlesnake. But looking back at it, it's funny as hell.
Yeah,
watching him sing
it's
Kumbaya
so
to Vince McMahon on the guitar. And he had a great.
You're green and I don't care.
His connection with Kurt Angle.
That was
weird. And then he wanted to become heel, and it just didn't work because people still love him because he revolutionised how
He's
we
just the
watch
best
it.
anti-hero.
Yeah,
He is.
so you couldn't change him. We're always going to like him.
Yeah, and obviously with the comedy aspect, obviously that's where the thing "what" came from, which was so
Ridiculous.
Yeah, but it works so well. And even now that he's been retired for a long time, he hasn't wrestled since 2002, 2003.
Yeah.
And even now when people are in the ring talking and everything, every time there's a break between sentences, the whole crowd are going, "What? What?" And if that doesn't show you how much of an impact this dude had on the company, I don't know what will.
It's a crowd participation thing, and crowds like that's why I like the Rock's catchphrases. And Brian might not be a next Rock or Austin, he might be his own thing, but the new what is yes.
Yeah.
People join in with the yes, or as he said, still go, what?
It's just fun.
Yeah, that's what Austin wanted to do. He wanted to have fun, he wanted to wrestle, and when we spoke earlier, when Mankind won the title, Austin interfered and smashed the chain of Rock's skull and then flipped Vince off. To me, that's Austin smashing WCW with the chair, and instead of flipping off Vince, he's flipping off Eric Bischoff.
Yeah.
Just like, we win, kind of thing. And
hey, Eric!
Yeah, like that. And all the people that were involved in that moment where Mankind won the belt deserve to be part of that because they were the guys that revolutionised the way we watch wrestling, I suppose.
So yeah, it's obvious this dude was going to be our #1 spot. He is the personification
the guy
of this company. Even Vince McMahon said,
greatest superstar of all time.
Exactly, and if the if the boss says that,
one thing I always shove in my brother's face. It was another wrestling documentary. Can't remember what it was. They were talking about The Rock, and Vince said, as good and as great as The Rock was, he was never quite Stone Cold Steve Austin, and I agree with that.
Yeah,
it's something that Austin had that The
just
Rock
has
didn't
it.
get.
He just the it factor, the X factor. He just has it.
He has the relation thing with the fans.
Yeah,
and it clicked.
And he's amazing, and he is our #1 spot. He will be #1 forever.
Yeah.
So
yes, we're done.
We're done.
What?
So yes, what?
So we're done.
What?
With stuff.
What?
And the blog.
What?
We need drinks.
What?
Need some beer.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So yes, it's been good. It's our last top 10. I hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe down the bottom.
Comment below.
Make sure you find my new channel. It's going to be called Nerd Bites. I'll make sure that it's found everywhere and all over the place.
Bites.
You'll find it. I'm sure you'll find it. So yes, it's been fun.
Yeah, you may see me again.
You may see us again in the future. Well, you'll see me in the future.
Yeah, you see him.
I'm sure he'll be back at some for something.
The wrestling guy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So yes, it's been fun. So we'll see you soon.
See ya.
Cheers. Hi guys, thanks for watching that. If you like that, then please like and subscribe down below. Also, if you want to watch another chit chat, click here. If you want to watch another review or top 10, click here. And also you can find us on Facebook. Cheers guys, thanks for watching.